I found out that there are so many components that go into balancing your time. You have to be organized, you have to be super motivated, you have to know when to start and stop, and each of those things have different parts to them, and there are many more. Um, I still highly recommend that college self-help guide from Texas A&M University, which basically boils down to five categories: planning ahead and studying a lot, but not too much; taking control of your study environment, which basically means to pick one place that you study every day, have it be the same place, and when you're there, do nothing but study and keep the area neat and organized. Make a schedule and stick to it. Be positive. Remind yourself why you're here. And I would add, try to make yourself enjoy studying. Connor and I talked about when you take your breaks, don't take social media breaks. Try to start with a book that you enjoy, and then eventually use course readings as a break, and they are gonna feel like a break compared to actual course writings work. It's a gradual process. Um, Learn good study techniques like proper note taking. And the aforementioned thing. I read an article in the Philadelphia Inquirer about people's personal stories, and one of the things that really stuck to me is somebody said that they interviewed not to try to have everything like it was before. You need a new plan for the situation. It doesn't have to be as good as it was. This too will pass. You know, and Grace synthesized two things that a lot of us said when she said organize your schedule based off of your priorities. People were talking about schedule and priorities, and I haven't really figured out how to do that, but I like it as a principle, so I'm going to be striving toward it. Some life coach named Marie Forleo said schedule it, and Stephen Covey has talked about that as well. So it seems pretty widely recognized sound advice. Um, Another thing Marie said was ignore the whiny voice that doesn't feel like it. Um, One thing Daniel said that I hadn't put into words was beware of perfectionism. Maybe we could do a little parody of the song Suzanne Beware, the reggae song Suzanne Beware of the Devil, very old song. Student, beware of perfection. Don't let it ruin your life. I don't know. Obviously, you don't ever want to slack on your work, but you also have to know when to call it a day, and in some cases, when to forgive yourself and pick it up tomorrow. And don't mistake me. I'm not saying that you can just relax and let it turn into a cycle, but there will be some days like that. And something that I've always found is that you need to either work or not work, but do not have work. Make yourself say, this is a work day and I'm good for being productive, or this is a day off and I'm not going to feel bad about it. But we're since we're college students, we don't really have entire days off or entire days working. So apply that to the hour. This hour I'll do nothing but work. The next 20 minutes I'll do nothing but relax. But the worst thing is when you're not working, but you're kicking yourself for not working. So it feels like you are working, and you need a break from that guilt. Aniele said to always take care of yourself. And what's one way to do that? Simran answered, meditation not only relieves stress, but also helps you focus in all areas of life. Look up how to meditate. I know one way is transcendental meditation. You make a nonsense word and repeat it over and over while you sit silently. There are a lot of other types of meditation as well. You're definitely going to need a calendar of some sort. I think the way to go is to have a kind of one thing with multiple tabs. That was a preliminary schedule before the well, it is actually still and I can incorporate my daily list into the thing itself, like this, for example, and I've done that, or I could actually just write it out on a piece of paper, or really a note card is better. Sometimes I put the note card in the folder, whatever works for you. But when it comes to choosing your path and getting to work, you and only you can make this happen. That doesn't mean that you can't lean on a friend to remind each other or something. Study groups are very helpful if you're willing to be the bad guy and bring people back on track. So you're going to need a calendar. I like the various types of calendars people have. You're going to need a notebook so you can write down important things in class. You could bring your phone or computer to class and write things down on that. But I try not to be too dependent on high technology. I mean, if your handwriting's bad, you're going to have to use the laptop. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. The total cost for being organized, backpack, calendar, notebook, it's going to be less than what you pay for textbooks, at least for the basics. I mean, there are brain trainings out there that you can pay for, but that's not what this is about. So my ultimate solution is to have one binder with multiple subsections, because it's easier to keep track of that than multiple binders. And also easier than having one binder without divisions, because you want to be able to look at for the tabs for that class, boom, flip to it. This one binder, many sections, was something I was introduced to as far back as middle school, and I really resisted it at the time because the counselor that told me seemed to think it was really just the way to go, But it's funny, I now think it's the way to go. I also can't emphasize enough something we said: at least try turning your phone to black and white. Download an ad blocker, escape some of that brain manipulation. Those bright colors are like casinos. They try to allure you in, and bad effects on your brain. And for black and white, it's easy for a computer, just search color filters. For a phone, they make it difficult. You have to unlock it. But I'd be happy to provide instructions in some other talk, or if anybody wants to message me. It sounds odd, but it changed my life, and you can change your life too, because you have tremendous power to change your conditions, and you need to see that more.